Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjan-shalakaya Chakshurumlitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Stadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namah. Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Sarupakam Bhaktavatar Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakti Shaktikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopikant Radhakant Namostute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Everyone, raise your hands. Hello, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you. First of all, my gratitude and thanks to the dear host for having this wonderful program. And then all respected devotees came from very far in that snowfall. But even though it's very cooling and soothing outside, that's not going to work in regard to Krishna Bhakti. The cold nature, the cold behavior and the cold emotions have no room. It has to be very warm and hot. As all the Goswamis, they are lamenting and weeping, calling out the names of Krishna and Radharani. Unless we develop that longing for the service of Radha and Krishna, unless we long for that, we cannot even enter the doorstep of bhakti. Longing is so much required, very much required. Simply by chanting is not going to work. But that chanting has to be tinged with a very special emotions, which will not work with the cold emotions. It has to be warm. And when we say warm, means very personal. Personally serving. We are Gaudiya Vaishnavas, right? Anyone who applies this tilak is Gaudiya Vaishnavas. What's the difference? There are many people who worship Krishna. So you can raise the question that you guys also worship Krishna, what's the difference? You one and the same thing. Those who are devotees of Krishna, they are known as Vaishnavas. Those who are devotees of Vishnu, they are called Vaishnavas. Those are devotees of Krishna, they call Karshnis. Those are devotees of Radharani, they call Gaudiyas. So let us understand for a few minutes. Now time is 8:50, right? And we have to end up by 9. Because I was the first one to come here. 6:59. We ring the bell.
Great time.
Yeah, punctuality. So 7 to 9, as per the order of Didi. Anyway, how we have to understand a topic, a subject? Only if we churn the topic. When we need churning, we need a comparative study. We can't understand the glories of a personality unless we compare to someone else. Comparison is very important. in related to bhakti, comparison. How I'm getting this inspiration to speak? Because of this Prabhu singing one song. What's your name?
Bhaji Gaurang Das.
Huh?
Bhaji Gaurang Das.
Bhaji Gaurang Das Prabhu. So he was singing Jayo Dvija Patni Jayo Naga Kanya Gana Bhakti Teja Hara Pailo Govinda Chara. So I got inspiration by hearing this verse. Jayo Dvija Patni. You understand? Dvija Patni? Who are Dvija Patnis?
The wives of Ram.
The wives of Brahmins. And Naga Kanyagan means the wives of Kaliya. Bhakti te jahara pailo Govind charan. With their unflinching bhakti and surrender mood, they attained the lotus feet of Govinda, which is very much right. This is our life for. How they both, Dvija Patnis and Naga Patnis, they attained the lotus feet of Govinda. Dvija Patnis, just by hearing that Krishna Balaram is just nearby, when all the friends of Krishna approached the Brahmins who were busy in performing yajnas, they were starving, and Krishna told them, go, the Brahmins are there performing yajnas. That means if anyone performing yajnas, they have to have many food preps to offer oblation in the fire. But the Brahmins, they rejected the request of the friends of Krishna. Hey, go away, don't disturb us. Swaha, Swaha, disturbing us. The Sakhas came back lamenting, Krishna, nothing. We didn't receive anything. Then Krishna said, go, ask the wives of Brahmins. They are dedicated to me. Krishna wanted the Brahmins to serve him by offering any single grain or any single loving emotions. But Brahmin didn't accept that. It's not that Krishna sent the Sakhas to just get food or just water to quench their thirst. The aim was the Brahmins, after offering any single thing, they become the recipient of my mercy. But Brahmins rejected that proposal. This happens to us also. Many proposal comes. Sometimes we accept and sometimes we... That's the constitutional position of the mind. Acceptance and rejections. Many proposals comes from Krishna's side. Anve Vyatirek, direct and indirect. Sometimes we accept. That means the mind is so flickering and is not stable. Whatever pleases to my senses, I accept that. Whatever not pleasing to my mind, I won't accept. Because I am independent. So Brahmins got bereft of the mercy of Krishna. Whereas Krishna wants to show how, even though the wives, their wives means they are subordinate to their husbands, they can be more dedicated than their husbands, even though they are very learned and versed in performing yajnas and the shastras. So my friends, go to the wives, and when the Sakhas, they approach the wives of the Brahmins, Brahmin Patnis. Krishna Balram is nearby and they are very hungry. They need something. Oh, really? And they brought whatever they cooked for the yajna. The purpose of yajna is to satisfy Yajna Purusha Bhagavan. And the cause of all causes, the cause of Yajna Purusha Bhagavan, Krishna was present there and Brahmins rejected that proposal. But the wives of Brahmins, they came forward and brought all, whatever they cooked, to offer into fire. They brought to Krishna. One of the name of fire is also Krishna. So that was the yajna, directly offering to Krishna. And in this way, Krishna was so happy and pleased with the service of the Brahmins' wives. You know? ऐसा ही है ना? But Krishna tried to test a little bit. When you Matajis, you make rice, you're not going to check each and every rice to see if it's cooked or uncooked. What you do? Just take one piece. With that one piece of rice, you can understand is cooked or uncooked. Right? Krishna tried to test. Krishna always tests. He throws his test on that love, on the dedication, on the devotion to every other personality except Radharani and the gopis. He can't throw the test there because he himself is failure there. It is that dimension where Krishna has defeat. You understanding this point? So when we sing bhajans, if we know the philosophy, then it gives great pleasure singing those bhajans. But if we are singing without understanding the meaning, and other level of meaning is to understand the philosophy, then it gives very great pleasure. Jaya Dvija Patni Jaya Naga Kanyagan. This Dvija Patnis got tested by Krishna. Krishna said, "Oh, wives of Brahmins, I'm so happy and satisfied. You brought all the food preps for me, but now go back. Your husband's going to condemn you. And it's not also social conduct to leave the order of your husbands and come to someone else. It's not a social conduct. It's not appropriate. Go back. They're going to condemn you." Krishna just showed two fears. The fear of the husband and the fear of society. Two fears only. And Brahmin Patnis, they came back, running back. No doubt they served Krishna and Krishna got pleased with their service. Because with their devotion, rejecting their husbands, they offered everything to Krishna without asking the permission, seeking the permission. Jaya Dvija Patni Jaya. On other hand, Naga Patnis, the wives of Kaliya, snake Kaliya, they are dedicated to Krishna. Even though husband is very crooked and cruel, is Kaliya, who only have poison, negativity. But wives are so much dedicated to Govinda. And therefore, Naga Kanyagan, when Krishna is dancing on the hoods of snake Kaliya and chastising him, you see, all other demons got killed by Krishna. But Kaliya was not killed by Krishna, was only chastised by Krishna. Because of the wives of Kaliya. Otherwise, Krishna would have killed Kaliya too. Because he was also creating disturbance, as all other demons were doing. So much disturbance. But Krishna is so consideration, so much consideration there. Whom to kill, whom not to kill. What is the past, what is the present, what is the future. So much consideration. So he chastised Kaliya by dancing on the hoods of Kaliya. Such fortunate Kaliya. He received the footprints of Krishna on his head, on his hoods. But Krishna didn't kill Kaliya. Because of the dedication and the devotion of his wives, Nagapatnis. But when Kaliya started vomiting blood, then the Dvija Patnis came and said, the Naga Patnis, they begged for the mercy. Please excuse him for what he did. But now he surrendered to you. Understand? Now he surrendered to you. Please excuse him for his offenses. There are two intent behind saying this. One is they want to protect their chastity to only serve Krishna. Because if Kaliya would have been killed by Krishna, then some other snake or some other creature would have come and spoiled their chastity. To protect their chastity, they wanted their husband to be alive. And that chastity is to serve Krishna, for not any other reason. So intent is to serve Krishna. But, sometimes we say there should not be what and if. But in bhakti, what and ifs have so much significance. But here, they receive the mercy of Krishna. Bhakti te jahara pailo Govind charan. But they didn't receive the mercy of Radharani. These two, female section. The wives of Brahmins and the wives of Kaliya. They got Govind Charan, but they didn't got Radharani Charan. Because some more higher qualifications required to attain the service of Radharani or the bhakti for Radharani. More higher level. It won't work with Govind Charan, with Krishna service. In their prayers, they never ever included Radharani or longing for the service of Radharani. Their female section. Never ever said or never ever glorified or praised Radharani. They praise Krishna, so they attain Krishna. With the promise, ye yatha ma pravadante tam sate bhajamyam. Krishna promised in Gita, you worship in whatever? In whatever way I reciprocate accordingly. Means same percentage. That's the promise of Krishna. Understand? So in the prayers, you ever heard this before? What I'm saying? This is called comparative study. And this is called churning of each and every aspect or every pastime of Krishna. What is the significance of that? Not everything is same. You can't say, okay, snowing outside, it looks like a little white. You can't say this is sunlight. Everything white is not sunlight. So we can't say everything is just Krishna Bhakti. There are levels. There are great significance. And we can only understand with understanding the philosophy, which is so deep. And how to understand that philosophy? With sadhu sangha. Association of devotees who are always absorbed in these moods of Radharani. When I'm saying this, I'm referring to my Gurudev, Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, who used to bring up such wonderful points, and only I'm repeating his words. So this one point. Other point is the presence of their husbands. That means not exclusively ekantiki, one-pointed devotion to Krishna. In these two examples, the Dvijapatnis, the wives of Brahmins, was little scared by Krishna, go back to your husbands, otherwise they're going to chastise you, condemn you. Immediately they ran back. In the case of the wives of Kaliya, they're praying for mercy. Please spare my husband. Spare our husband. So if you compare this with the gopis and Radharani, their only husband is Krishna. Even though they are married to some other cowherd boys, the Gopas, but they didn't care for that. No any society fear, not any fear from the husband, but solely dedication and belief in the fact that Krishna is our everything. That's the comparison. Then who became superior? The gopis. Yeah. But someone can ask the question, can you give some examples of Radha Bhakti? These two examples, Dujapatnis and Nagapatnis, is an example of Krishna Bhakti. What are the examples of who attained Radha Bhakti? Means the lotus feet of Radharani. Two great examples. The Shruticharis and the Rishicharis. The Rishi Munis in the time of Lord Ram in Treta Yuga, when Shri Ram was in forest, so beautiful, accompanied by his wife and his brother Lakshman and Sita Devi. When he was in forest and so many rishis, thousands of them together, they were chanting Gopal mantra. Anyone here received Gopal mantra yet? Amongst the devotees here? No? Very powerful mantra. So approach your authorities and beg, please give us Gopal mantra. Very important, very powerful mantra. These rishis were chanting this Gopal mantra in Treta Yuga at the time of Lord Ram for thousands of years, day and night, not only 30 times a day. And after receiving the darshan of Lord Ram, they got so attracted and they proposed to Ram, please accept us as your gopis. And Lord Ram said, no, I have taken this vow of Ek Patni Vrat, only one wife. But what to do with their emotions? The Lord cannot refuse anyone's emotions. He can delay the process, but he is bound to accept the emotions. He can't escape from there. Therefore the mood, even though they were rishis in a male form, but the mood is female form, to serve Lord with the female emotions and sentiments, as the Braj Gopis. Therefore Lord said, Ramji said, I can't accept all of you. But they all got accepted in Krishna Leela. They all became the gopis. By chanting Gopal mantra. But the intent of chanting Gopal mantra is to follow the footsteps of the gopis. We want to serve you as the gopis are serving you. That means following the footsteps of the gopis. They were doing sadhan also, right? They were doing sadhan, but Brahmin Patnis and the Nag Patni, they were not doing sadhan, they were in love with Krishna. They dedicated themselves to Krishna. But rishis, they are doing sadhan. And Shrutis means the Vedas. Shruti Mata Prishta. Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Shrutis are like mothers. Smritis are sisters. And Puranas are brothers. And they all proclaim what? Krishna is supreme and we have to surrender to him. Shrutis are like mothers. So Shrutis means the Vedas. They were praying to Lord. And in those prayers, they said something very important. Vayam apite sama satrish angri saroj sudaya. We want to follow the footsteps of the Braj Gopis, to serve like them under their guidance. We want to serve you in that mood. That means the mood of following the footsteps of the Braj Gopis. And therefore, this is the reason why these two, means the Shrutis and the Rishis, they got included in the Rasa Leela of Krishna. Duja Patnis can't. Naga Patnis can't. That's the difference between Krishna Bhakti and Radha Bhakti. One who is performing Krishna Bhakti, no doubt, is very good. But this is not ultimate. They get proximity with Krishna, they get everything from Krishna, but they can't get Krishna completely. Only when someone following the footsteps of Radharani get Krishna completely. Where Krishna is complete there. How is complete there? Completely surrender to Radharani. Otherwise, he is incomplete. Jaya Duja Patni Jaya Naga Kanyagan Govind Bhakti Te Jahara Pailo Govind Charan. With their bhakti, they attained the charan, the lotus feet of Govind. But Shrutis and Rishis were also performing sadhana. So therefore, amongst the gopis, there are three important sections. One section is called Kaya Vyuha. That means those who are extensions of Radharani. Why Radharani expands herself? Because Krishna, to serve Krishna. We need 100 million gopis to serve Krishna. Is that demanding? I was speaking this lecture somewhere and I was saying that, you know, the richest person of India, how many employees he have in his house? And how many family members?
3, 4, 5.
Just 4 family members, and there are 750 employees there. I mean, what they do, I don't understand. But there's 700 people to serve these 4 people. Okay, we can imagine their demands. We can imagine their attitude, demands and everything else. If an ordinary person, a rich person of a one country needs so many people to serve him because of his different moods, right? If he wants a haircut, then there are like 5 experts to do his haircuts. If you need a massage, there are like 10 professionals to massage him. If you need a sauna bath or whatever, so makeups, dressing, cooks, and XYZ. He needs so many people, drivers, pilots, in just one house, not in the office. That's just one house. 22-story building house with 4 people staying there and 700 employees. It's not a good comparison, but we can just get a hint. Then what to speak of the Supreme Lord? He possesses everything. Everything belongs to him. He's so rich, he's full of all opulence. How many services he needs and how demanding he is. There are 100 million gopis are serving Krishna. Different moods, different sentiments. But the difference is, here Krishna is reciprocating their love. It's not that these are paid by Krishna. They feel gratitude that Krishna is accepting our services. Many are making garlands, they are cooking, decorating, engage in all the pastimes, arranging all the pastimes. How much is required there? And more, just like in America, every day, there's so many people taking oath ceremony become citizens of America. आ जाओ, आनो रे, come more. No rejection. If you qualify, come. the country, the borders are open for you. Same way. If anyone have love for Krishna and a sincere desire with that purity to serve Krishna, the doors are open. As many of you can come. Services are unlimited. Unlimited. There is no limit. So it's easy to attain the Govinda Charan. It's very difficult to attain Radha Charan. Radharani Charan means the service to Radharani. So Krishna is not superior. The service of Radharani is superior. The Dvija Patnis, the Naga Patnis, they only prayed for Krishna's lotus feet. They never attained the Ras Leela. They could have if they approached Krishna with that sentiment. But they never ever thought of this. And anyone who is not, they are neutral. It's not that they don't want to accept Radharani's lotus feet or surrender to her. They were just neutral. But there are some personalities who openly refusing to accept Radharani's footsteps. And one of that personalities is Lakshmi Devi from Vaikuntha. She approached Krishna to be with Krishna, even though she is the consort of Lord Narayan, but she wanted to be with Krishna. In Krishna, he says some terms and conditions. And one terms and condition is you have to follow the footsteps of my Radharani. Lakshmi Devi said, why would I? I'm not less. I'm Lakshmi. What do you think of me? I have so many servants serving me. And you want me to follow the footsteps of one Radha? She's Gavalini, means a maiden, a cowherd, gopi. How is that possible? I will attain you with tapasya, my austerities. Krishna said, go ahead. And this is what the Naga Patnis expressed. क्या वर्स? विहाय कामेना सुचरेन धृतव्रता कस्यानुभावनस्य देविद्महे तव आंग्रि रेणु स्पर्श अधिकार तप यद वांछा शील ललनानकार तप विहाय कामेना सुचरेन धृतव्रता. The Nag Patni said, the wives of Kalia said, how is possible our husband attained your lotus feet and your foot marks, the 19 foot marks, got impressed on his hand with your dancing on his hoods. That lotus feet which is so difficult to attain even by Lakshmi. And she is in Belwan, right across the Vrindavan, crossing Jamuna. And she is sitting in meditation, performing very, very severe penance and austerities to attain what? Govinda Charan. How this Kalia got this? Why Kalia? How Kalia got this? Because of his wives. When Krishna danced on the hoods of Kali, everything Kalia became surrendered now. Forget about the previous episode. He understood my mistake, I'm surrendered to you. But then he said, excuse me, sir. Krishna, Swabhav Dustajya. That's the verse in Bhagavatam. It is so difficult to give up one's nature. You made me snake. And what snake is going to vent? Poison. Not the nectar. You made me. So what's my wrong? What's my fault? If I'm throwing up poison, I'm not at fault. This is my nature, my swabhav. And it's so difficult to give up one's nature and swabhav. Krishna said, looks like you're speaking so good. Philosophy. But it's a bogus, absurd philosophy you're speaking. You're crying for your swabhav, your nature. You attained such high class association here in Vrindavan, the association of Vrindavan, the association of Jamuna. You are in Jamuna and your wives are dedicated to me. 3 great associations you got. The association of Vrindavan, the association of Jamuna, the association of your wives. Huh?
And you didn't change.
And you didn't change. And you're crying for your nature. It's not an excuse. Cancel. Go away from here. Get out from Vrindavan. Where would I go? Because Garuda is my enemy. If Garuda will see me, he's going to eat me. Krishna said, no. Now Garuda will not going to do anything because my footprints are impressed on your hoods. And every Vaishnava respect the footprints of Krishna. Every Vaishnava. Garuda is Vaishnava. And when Garuda will see my foot marks on your head, he is not going to say anything to you. So go without any fear. Just go. You can't stay in Vrindavan. You crying for your swabha, your nature. You're not appreciating the association of Vrindavan. You're not appreciating the association of Jamuna. You're not appreciating the association of your wives. So now go away. He said, okay, I can't refuse your order. Following your order. He could have said, Prabhu, one more chance. Can you give me one more chance? Because nobody told me this. I was thinking I was proud of my importance that I'm the head amongst all the snakes. But nobody taught me this. Now today you taught me this. He could have said, okay, one more chance. Now I'm going to take association of Vrindavan and Jamuna and my wives. He didn't say that. I just want to follow your instructions. So be very tricky dealing with Krishna. Not everything what he's saying is, okay, I'm bound to follow you. Our Gurudev used to tell, learn how to say no to Krishna. The local Pandits will not teach you this. Only Gaudiya Vaishnavas will teach you this. Not that what Krishna wants to give you, you're going to accept as prasad. You have to learn how to say no to that prasad. Just once, Kaliya would have begged the mercy. I'm so sorry. Forgive me. Now I'm going to take advantage of these 3 associations. Give me one chance. He didn't say that. Krishna said, go out. And Kaliya went to where? Kahan gaye? Fiji Islands. Kaliya went to Fiji, very near to Australia. That's why in Fiji, when we go there, I heard from all devotees in Fiji, there's nothing poisonous here in that island. In Fiji, nothing poisonous there. Any scorpio, any lizard, any snake, nothing is poisonous. They exist, but they have no poison. Because of the presence of Kaliya, their head. But Kaliya said, okay, I obey your order, I go from here. Can I say one request? I know you're very fond of sitting on the back of your carrier Garuda. But if sometime you want to have Jal Vihar, you need a boat with all your gopis and all your Brajvasis to have a water ride. Please call me. Give me some service. Garuda can take you
above the water, on the sky.
Sky, yeah? And I will take you in waters. This is how he's comparing now himself with Garuda. This is the difference. And that's why, because of this difference, we are getting a very clear information how we should approach Krishna with who are our ideals. The Dujapatnis, not at all. The Nagapatnis, not at all. We respect them for their dedication to Krishna. Bhakti te jahara pailo Govind charan. But our ideals, the Braj Gopis, only by following their footsteps and their association, we can get Krishna complete, get entrance into that, the best amongst all the pastime of Krishna. That's Rasa Leela. वो एक लाइन था ना, जय राधे श्याम.
रास लीला सर्व
जय जय रास
जय जय रास लीला सर्व रस सार. जय जय रास
It starts with that.
हैं?
जय जय उज्ज्वला रस सर्व रस
रास लीला याद है, आपने गाया था अभी. जयो जयो रास लीला
सर्व रस सार.
सर्व रस सार.
पर पिया भावे जहाँ.
अरे नहीं भाई, कहाँ उसको बीच में, वो तो दूसरा है.
अच्छा.
जय राधे श्याम, जय जय रास लीला सर्व मनोरम. बट फ्रॉम वेयर, कहाँ से स्टार्ट होता है? रोज सुबह गाते हैं, अभी भूल गए.
श्री रासमंडल जय जय
जयो रास मंडल जयो जय राधा श्याम, जय जय रास लीला सर्व मनोरम. हो गया, हो गया.
हाँ, चलो.
श्री रास मंडल जय जय राधे श्याम. श्री रास मंडल जय. That mandal, that arena is all glorious. Not only praying to the Rasa Leela, or the object of Ras Leela is Krishna, and the subject of Ras Leela is Radharani and the Gopis. Not only paying obeisance to them, but to the arena of Ras Leela. Rasa Mandala Jayo. Jayo Radhasham. If we don't pay obeisances to or give regards to that mandal, that arena, then hamara bhi Radhesham. Krishna will say, okay, Radhesham, jao. It's so important to pay obeisances to that arena where Ras is taking place. Jai Rasa Mandala Jayo, Jaya Radhesham, Jai Jai Rasa Leela, Sarva Manoram. The best amongst all the pastimes is Rasa Leela. That's the aim and object of Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So by this comparative study, there's a takeaway. We have to understand what's the difference between Krishna Bhakti and Radha Bhakti. What are the examples of Krishna Bhakti and what are the examples of Radha Bhakti? And those who don't want to follow Radha Bhakti, they're still performing austerities like Lakshmi Devi in Belvan, across Jamuna, across Vrindavan. She's in meditation. Vihai kamena sucharena ditvata. Long yugas, years, she's just sitting there performing austerities. Hare Krishna. Yes, Dili.
So you mentioned about comparative. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, when there were different devotees circumambulating Radha Kund, then some of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati's disciples said, oh look, they're also worshipping. I think maybe Krishna or Radharani, something like that. And then so then he gave comparison, and he said no, there's a difference. He said they are worshipping Sri Radha because she is dear to Krishna, but we are worshippers of Radharani because
Krishna is dear to Radha.
yeah, Krishna is dear to Radharani.
See, so much subtle difference is there.
Yeah,
Who will understand this?
yeah.
So some are serving Radharani, considering Radharani is dear to Krishna. That means she is submissive to Krishna. But pure Gaudiya Vaishnavas, our philosophy says the other way around. That Krishna is submissive to Radharani and Krishna is beloved of Radharani. Not that Radharani is dear to Krishna, but Krishna is dear to Radharani. So she is a princess. That makes so much difference. Such fine line. If you don't go into deep into the fine philosophy, will not understand. It's so important to hear all these topics. And the other reason why I'm saying so, because Vinay Prabhu just said, this is called GPS. If you have to come here, we have to set up the location. Set up the location means set up our goal. What we want. First of all, what we want. What is our aim and object? What is our aspiration? And then how to attain that goal. That's our Gurudev's preaching. First we set up our goal. I want to go Golok Vrindavan. But what you want to do there? You want to become a snake? You want to become a deer, a rabbit, or what? No, just anything. No, not just anything. Very choosy there. भूख लग रही है कुछ भी खा लेंगे. It's not going to work. I'm hungry, whatever you give me, I will eat. No, we have to be very choosy. Of course, rasam, dosa, sambar. Yes, Mataji?
This much, she's going to make dosa for you.
She especially got the ingredients.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm done today.
But last time you said you wanted, so we planned. You liked
It's
dosa.
too late for me. Anyway, I respect and regard that. So this is a difference. Very choosy. Going to go Golok Vrindavan for what? Service to Krishna. But what kind of service? Any of your idols there? A snake is your idol? Snake is also serving. Creepers, flowers, trees, plants, leaves, everyone is serving Krishna. Even the houses, immovable objects are also serving Krishna. The birds, no sir. How are you serving them? What kind of service? Those who are serving Krishna in servitor mood? No. Those who are serving Krishna in the friendship mood, the friends of Krishna? Oh no. Those who are serving as parents of Krishna, Mother Yashoda, Nand Baba? No. And those who are beloved of Krishna, the Braj Gopis? Yes. But wait a minute. There are three categories. One category is Kaya Vyuha, the expansions of Radharani. The Lalita Vishakha and all other Sakhis, the expansion of Radharani. Second category is called Nitya Siddhas, those who are eternally liberated. The third is Sadhan Siddhas. Sadhan Siddhas, those who perform sadhan and got perfection. They are further divided into two parts. Yothaki, Ayothaki. Those who in groups take birth in Braj to serve Krishna. Wholesale, in groups. Like those rishis from Lord Ram. Like Shrutis. They take birth in bunches. And there are some category, they just take birth individually. Yothaki and Ayothaki. So there are many categories. Which camp you want? Republican or Democrat? You have to very choosy, not just I just vote anywhere. Which camp you choose? Chandravali, Shabya, Padma, Bhadra? No. Only Radharani. Which Radharani? As she said very nicely. Good point. That Radharani who's dear to Krishna, or that Radharani, Krishna is dear to her. So much difference in that mood. It's called Tadya and Madhya. Some gopis have this mood, Krishna, I'm yours. And Radharani gopis have this mood, Krishna, you are mine. Any difference in that, Mataji? In saying these words, any difference? Krishna, I'm yours and you are mine. What difference? Tell me. Don't worry, just say.
It's more controlling, like it is your mind, like
First is submissive, second is authoritative.
authority, yeah.
Krishna, I'm yours. It's like a very submissive mode. Submission is there. Another one is you're mine.
Your mind.
Authority.
Controlling. I'm controlling you.
Authority. So Radharani of this moon, you are mine. Means I have all rights on you. And I'm 100% dedicated to you. Huh? That's why we have to follow this one particular straight, one pointed line. Otherwise, GPS will take you some other state. You know, I saw a picture on Google, on Facebook. That was in India. You know, like we have bridge in India, and there's a what do you call partition, and both of the bridge we have क्या बोलते हैं boundaries, ना cement concrete boundary.
Control, yeah, yeah.
So the car went on the concrete
Concrete.
boundary, and underneath there was written, "Don't take GPS so seriously."
Boundary उसमें घुसा दिया
Yeah.
ना?
Don't take GPS so seriously that you're just climbing on the instead of road, you're just climbing on that concrete
Concrete, yeah.
boundaries.
The boundaries.
So GPS has to be very strong
Precise.
and
Yeah.
precise. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Any question? Yeah, Maharaj.
Yes, I have one question.
Yeah, please.
This Gopal mantra you mentioned that the rishis chanted. Is that the same as the one which in Brihad Bhagavatamrita which Gopakumar takes and goes through the various?
Yes, the same Gopal mantra.
Yeah.
Gopal mantra. Gopal mantra is very important to chant. Very, very important. And so much absorption is required to chant that. The mind has to be totally focused. Then the Gopal mantra manifests realizations. But the problem is when devotees start chanting Gopal mantra or any other mantra, the mind finds the suitable and favorable to move and wander in all other directions. But that's the time need to focus on the mantra. It is very powerful mantra. Very, very powerful mantra. Imagine this. The rishis are chanting in the Treta Yuga for thousands of years. This Gopal mantra.
So Maharaj is, so we hear that Hare Krishna Mahamantra is very powerful, that itself will give you everything. Then why do we need another mantra?
Why you need this pillar to hold the roof?
Sorry?
Why you need these pillars, two pillars here to hold the roof? Their support. Mahamantra is everything. But to support the Mahamantra, or to give us entrance into that dimension of service to Mahamantra, we need equal potent mantra, which is Gopal mantra. The Hare Krishna Mahamantra is concise of, this is again another topic, the meeting and separation of Radha and Krishna. Understand? Very intense moods. Who's chanting Hare? Krishna is chanting Hare. Who's chanting Krishna? Radha is chanting Krishna. But not always out of jubilation, but also out of separation. So therefore, these are 8 pairs in Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Whereas Gopal mantra gives support, very, very high support, to get into the realization of chanting that Mahamantra. Because in Gopal mantra, the name of Krishna is present there. But in Mahamantra, it's very high, more high than Gopal mantra. But chanting that Mahamantra without realization has no significance. But Gopal mantra gives us entrance into the service of chanting of Mahamantra. So one point is called just chanting, other point is serving the chanting. It's 2 different directions. Just chanting for the sake of chanting and chanting to get service of to chanting, to serve the predominant deity of the Mahamantra, Radha Krishna. So Gopal Mantra helps us in entering in that service domain of Mahamantra. That's why it's important.
First of all, thank you for this class. The point of doing all this comparative analysis. One question which I have, Maharaj, is that I hope I will articulate this question well. Is that from analysis and comparative analysis point of view, we hear that we have like different rasas, and then the highest rasa is Madhurya ras with from analysis point of view. However, how do we what should be our consciousness when even in the Chaitanya Leela, who is the one who was incarnation of Hanumanji in Chaitanya Leela? I forget.
Murari.
So he is an inherent bhakt of Lord Ram. And in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, ultimately he respected, and he was very happy that he didn't he was faithful to Lord Ram. Similarly, Hanuman, like the person who is in that mood of Dasya Bhav, the satisfaction which he or she has, isn't that, means from analysis point of view, yes, we do understand that the Madhurya Bhav is falling, but
First of
there are
all,
devotees who are in
I
that
got your point.
mood. So I just wanted to just
First
ask
of all,
how-
Mahaprabhu did told Murari Gupta to worship Krishna. But Murari Gupta, he found it's not possible because I'm totally dedicated to Lord Ram. And we know Murari Gupta is Hanuman. That means he's already fixed in his form to serve Lord Ram, whereas we are not fixed.
Okay.
That's the difference. So right now, at present situation, we can't just say Rasgulla is or Gulab Jamun is my favorite. But after achieving a certain stage, a level in bhakti, the level of ruchi and asakti, then one comes to the understanding which bhav or which mood I'm supposed to serve. Right now it's very journal.
Right.
And Murari Gupta was not an ordinary, he's already Hanuman. So Hanuman can't shift or can't move his moods to Krishna. So if we trying to relate ourselves with Murari Gupta, then we can't do this because Murari Gupta is already Hanuman and is fixed. So Hanumanji, even though he's serving more than 24 hours a day to Lord Ram, but Hanumanji have no entrance in Vrindavan. What is going to do with Radha and Krishna? Can't do anything. Even Uddhav, who saw the glories of Radharani, Uddhav, he understood the prem of Radharani, but helpless. He can't become the gopi. He can't become a gopi. Our Param Gurudev, means our Gurudev's Gurudev, told this example. Uddhav saw the glories of Radharani so well, and even he prayed to attain the dust of the Lord's feet of Radharani, and he's performing austerities to become a grass. And Uddhav Kundin Govardhan. But can he become a gopi? He's fixed there. But our Gurudev used to tell, we are very lucky and fortunate. Even though these personalities we are naming, Uddhav, Hanuman, they are fixed. They are fixed, but even after hearing all this Harikatha, they can't get entrance in Ras Leela of Krishna. Whereas we, even though very finite, we are small, but the potency is so big and high. If we desire, we can get entrance into that pastimes of Radha and Krishna, even though we are not fixed yet. So it is a blessings we are not fixed yet. ठीक है तो it's a blessings. उद्धव जी,
बट महाराज जीव का स्वरूप तो
अरे वो उसको मत शुरू करना अभी. To take one simple example, Uddhav, Param Gurudev is writing this. Uddhav saw the glories of Radharani, and he want to take the dust of Radharani. But can he become a gopi there?
No,
He can't.
he cannot. His Swarup is fixed.
ब्रह्मा जी
His Swarup
नारायण
is fixed.
Even Brahmaji saw, everyone saw, they are fixed, they can't.
Yeah.
We can.
And when we were also like when the Prem Ras Niras Kriti Aswadan Rahmar Bhakti Lok, everyone in the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everyone came because they cannot go and serve Radha and Krishna. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so Mahavadanyay, he called and everyone can able to serve under the guidance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Did in the Shiva Sangam, like they were doing the Maha Sankirtan, and Murari Gupta was also there, Naradji was also there, but they're fixed, but they can have the opportunity to.
And
serve.
everyone is perceiving their worshipable Lord according to their emotions.
That's good, yeah.
With their emotions.
With their
Not
emotions.
everyone is equally.
Definitely, yeah.
Murari Gupta is seeing in his own understanding, his own emotions. Gadadhar Pandit and others, so there's difference.
Yeah.
ठीक है जी.
Anyone else? Other very nice questions going on. महाराज उसके बाद एक प्रश्न